Hey everybody, welcome back to another War of the Visions video. We've got a new patch coming tomorrow with new units, the 4 million download celebration, which comes with a ton of campaigns, and there's going to be a lot to do for the next few weeks, including the Final Fantasy Tactics event. So there's going to be a little bit of planning required to make sure that you get the most out of it. So let's take a look at it together in this video and make sure that we're all on the same page. Okay, so let's take a look. Hey Ramza, how you doing? At the notices, which you might notice still doesn't have any sort of notification that something's going on. So you just have to be checking these things periodically to make sure that there's actually new news up, because you don't want to miss stuff. So we're going to take a look here and see all the new stuff that's coming towards us, and then we'll talk a little bit about planning out what we're going to do. So we've got two new units, Ketone and Whisper, which is really cool, but also at the same time really not cool. And the not cool part about it is that if you went hard on tactics, you've got no shot at these units unless you're going to pay some money. But at the same time, you know, we've made our decision, and I think it's better just to kind of roll with that. But if you were hoping to get Ketone or Whisper, it's going to be difficult to do so if you bought into the tactics event. But these two new units are going to be, they're both really cool. Ketone is great as an evasion unit, and she's quite powerful. And Whisper's a magic tank, I believe. So both are going to be useful URs. They're both higher up on the tier list as far as I'm aware. But this is also going to coincide with a 4 million downloads program, and we're going to go over all the different parts of that as well. And these units will have their shards added to Chocobo Expedition, of course, because they are not limited. They are entering our rotation. So Ketone, she's main job ninja. She gets soldier and time mage as well, which is kind of interesting. And she's got some cool abilities, but this is not a unit review. This is a news review, so we're going to skip right through this. And then we have Whisper, and she is a knight, which I really love, main job knight. Samurai and Spellblade are both really cool sub jobs as well, so I really like both these units. Okay, so we're also going to have this 4 million downloads daily purchase bonus, and if you haven't done these, they're really good value, because you're already going to pay for Visior. So for me in Canada, I'm spending $1.39 on 60 paid Visior, and that's going to come, I'm going to do the bundle where I get 3 large energy potions. So I'm going to get that, but then every day I do that, I'll get Ketone shards, and then I'll also get these different bonuses as well. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to pull for Ketone, so I'm actually only going to pull to the day 2. I'm going to buy on day 1, and I'll get this Faint Memories, which is fine, they're farmable, but the second day is a Rainbow Vision Sphere. So for me, that's $2.80 for a Rainbow Vision Sphere, and that's a really good deal in terms of being able to progress your team. So if you're not adverse to spending money, even if you haven't spent money yet, and especially if you're in the States, I think it's like $2, then you know that's really not a lot to pay, and you should consider doing that unless it's a slippery slope for you, but you know your own spending habits best. So that's something to look into. So other than that, these units are also going to be featured in their summon, and there's also going to be a new UR unit guaranteed summon, and I fell for this when the game first came out. I read this and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is like for everybody. But as far as I have seen, these are paid Visior exclusive. There has not yet been a UR guaranteed summon besides the initial step up summon that's UR guaranteed that is with free Visior. So you're not going to be able to do this unless you pay, as far as I'm concerned. Although if they did do something like this for free Visior, that would be super cool, but I just don't see it happening, just because so far not a single guaranteed summon that's popped up in the news like this has been free Visior, and not a single one has explicitly said that it's going to be paid Visior in the notices. It doesn't show up until you actually see the summon, which is kind of disappointing. The limited summon is coming back as well, so that's fine, and then they just have their own banner, their own medals, all that kind of stuff, and here's the guaranteed summon. right here. It says one time only, which is what they always are. So again, that's another clue to us thinking that it's probably a paid one again too. And then the limited summon is the thing that you do every day, or 3 times a day, and that's really cool too. Okay, awesome. And did you know that with this limited summon, you can actually get like the UR spheres here? I've never got one before, but apparently you can. My friend got one. That's pretty cool. Okay, so getting into the meat of some of the events that are going on, we're going to have a 4 million download shop, and this shop is going to have daily free story skip tickets, which is the lamest freebie so far, but it's not bad. Like, it's free, so it's good. But we're also going to have a unit shop. It's going to have the job materials and the awakening materials for the different units, as well as shards for both of them. So I usually buy up those job materials because they're gil. Anything with gil, I just buy. And then they're going to have, we already talked, they're going to have their own Mog shop store as well. Okay, now here's the 4 million download celebration, and this is going to be super awesome because there's a bunch of stuff that's coming with this, including a login celebration, a login reward that's going to have a bunch of Visior included in it, but it's also going to have, basically for the duration of the banner, the new banner, it's going to have training event item double drop, but it's also going to have a login bonus, a story quest JP, and double drop campaign, which is amazing, a guild gift campaign to get more guild tokens, and then also it's going to extend a weekend for limitless guild chamber running, which is really nice as well. And there's going to be a double arena campaign, so let's take a look at all this. So the login rewards here, you're going to get 2,500 free Visior, which is very, very cool, and also just a bunch of really solid items along with that, so you don't want to miss a single day of this login. The chamber, we're going to take a look at the calendar in a sec, but the chamber is going to be open this is the guild chamber, so this one's only open a couple extra days, and we'll show you that in a second, but this training event for all the different training chambers, this is really awesome, but it's going to be open for a very long time, so you have to think about your priorities when you're doing this, because you want to take advantage of all the limited things that we have going on, so we'll get more into that. And then, of course, this is what I am most excited for, because I really need to get some job stuff, and I'm farming a lot of JP right now for Ramza and other units that I'm building, so this is definitely something I'm excited for. Triple guild medals is really cool and never bad, but it's also, I mean, at least for me, I'm in a pretty solid guild. I earn a lot of guild medals through the battles. I definitely want to see a friend point one, just so that I can keep up with buying the 2,000 rainbow shard every month, depending on it. But maybe I need to go through my friends list and make sure everyone's, you know, sending me some points. And then finally we have the arena campaign, and this is double the arena medals, so that's pretty amazing too. So if you have a good, like, what's it called, if you have a featured unit and you're moving up really quickly and you're getting ranked up, then hopefully this doubles just everything, right? So if you get your ranked up rewards or your weekly rewards, hopefully those are doubled too. Oh no, sorry, it says right here, at the end of the battle. So, I mean, really, you just want to win and go on win streaks so that you can earn as much arena medals as possible, and that's going to be really solid with our book quests ending. You're going to be wanting those arena medals big time to be able to work on all the gear that you're probably working on right now at this stage of the game. Okay, so that, I believe, is all the important things that we just learned about. So let's take a look at our calendar here, and I'm going to pop that up in full screen. Okay, so we've got a bunch of events running at the exact same time. The red here is going to be the Final Fantasy Tactics event, and I should have put a we are here. We're right here on the 5th. Okay, so you can see Tactics is going to run all the way until next Tuesday, and that's really important to note, because right now this is an incredible source of awakening prisms and awakening thoughts, so you want to take advantage of that if necessary, for your team while you can. So there's going to be some things to put on the back burner. For example, the training event double drops is going to be here the longest. It starts tomorrow and it goes all the way down to the 19th. That's the yellow line here. It's going to go all the way to the 19th. So you can really save that for later on. And particularly, see the blue here is the story, JP, and item double drop, as well as this is the length of the 4 million download stuff in general. This blue line here, that's going to only be for the 1 week. So this blue line, our story stuff, our 4 million download stuff, you want to do that as a priority for yourself, especially if you need the lower tier job stuff. If you're farming any sort of specific mats that are good, have good rates in story missions, then you're going to want to do that at this during this time, and then you're going to have a full another week to do a bunch of training event double drops to get all of your awakening souls, to get maybe some of the high level training job materials. Then you can do that during this time, but you want to make sure that you're prioritizing which one you're going to be doing. So don't get mixed up, especially when this the tactics is still going. You don't want to be missing out on maybe some tactics awakening stuff because you started doing the training event stuff. And then otherwise, the purple down here, this is the double arena points, so it doesn't start for a little while, but it doesn't really conflict with anything else unless you're going hard on arena and paying to play more, but I don't think you are. And then you can see this green. It's actually just made it a 4-day weekend for the Gill Snapper. So, I mean, really that lets you spread out your farming. If you're going ham on farming for Gill Snappers anyway, then you're doing that all over the 2 days normally. So maybe this allows you to just plan it for a different day, or what it really is useful for is for free to play players that don't have access to massive stores of energy. You're going to be able to make that extra energy that you're just saving up, you're going to make it count in terms of farming. This is your best chance to farm without an external supply of energy, but you have to also know that counts. Comes at the expense of missing FFT event stuff. So really, it's going to be your call on how you prioritize your farming during this time period. But it is important to know when things end and when they start, and to know what's important for you. So sometimes Guild doesn't feel like it's a bottleneck, but for a lot of players it is. So this is actually a really important window, whereas for some players they're really happy with their team and they don't need awakening materials, and others are starting to move on to new units and are going to be trying to max out their 10 a day purchases for awakening materials from the Final Fantasy Tactics shop. So it's definitely worth sitting down and thinking about what are your goals for the next few weeks and what do you want to get out of it with your formations, because you can exit this period feeling really proud and accomplished about it, or you can possibly miss some opportunities. So that's going to be it. Let me know if this video was helpful to you, because I definitely want to do more of these. I can make more calendars and go through these types of things. But let me know in the comments what your plans are. Do you have a priority list for what kind of things you're going to be doing? Do you have a suggestion to other people on how they should be farming? Just let us know and we'll discuss. All right, so we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching this video. You can show your support with a like and subscribe, and by checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/MysidiaGaming. Until next time, keep it real, Mysidians.